Why don't you shop around to make sure you're getting the best deal?
Mm.
Alternatively, they could have said, let's not put the prices up this year because there's a cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
They didn't even have the balls to say, oh, actually, you know what? As soon as we're in power, we're going to put your power prices up again.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have the guts to say that, but they did it.
Energy regulators have confirmed the default market offer will rise by as much as 9.7% from July 1.
New South Wales customers are expected to be the hardest hit, but electricity prices are also expected to rise across South Australia, Queensland and Victoria.
G'day, everyone. Welcome to The Bothy. I'm Chris.
G'day, I'm Al.
Today, mate, we're going to talk about something that was a bit of a hot topic in the election campaign, but now that the new government's in, power prices.
Going up.
Set to go up 1 July.
That's all we need.
That's all we need. Who would have thought? So, just announced, the government has allowed the energy companies to increase power prices from 1 July from 0 to 10%, depending on the state and the company. Yep. So New South Wales have fared by far the worst out of this. So Ausgrid in New South Wales are putting their prices up from 1 July 5.7% for homeowners.
Yep.
Endeavour Energy 5%. Essential Energy 7.6%.
What does that include?
That's just electricity. They're just electricity providers in New South Wales. Queensland, Energex is actually bringing their prices down by 0.4% for homeowners. South Australia, across the state, 6.4% increase.
And, of course, Victoria isn't too bad, is it?
1% increase across the state. Small businesses will face increases of between 7.9 and 8.5% in New South Wales, 3% in Queensland, and 3% in Victoria.
Mm.
No news yet on WA, Tasmania, or Northern Territory. The government said, we need to put the prices up. Why don't you shop around to make sure you're getting the best deal?
Mm.
Alternatively, they could have said, let's not put the prices up this year because there's a cost of living crisis.
Yeah. That would have been nice.
That would have been lovely.
Mm.
So, now you know where these extra monies are going.
Yeah.
To pay for green energy projects.
Yeah, of course. Everything's got to that shit, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. Which brings us to the second point, which is the one that probably frightens me a little more. So, just after the election, throughout the election, Chris Bowen was hidden through the election campaign because he makes Dr. Evil look like a saint.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Dr. Evil out of Austin Powers. I'm talking about Jim Chalmers.
Yeah.
But Chris Bowen has that same evil attitude, but arrogance to go with it. I can't stand watching him. He just makes me really get angry.
Yeah.
Not many people make me angry.
Yeah.
Chris Bowen
does.
Yeah. So he's talking about Australia having to look at and bring in a carbon tariff. So what he's saying is that anything that comes into Australia that is carbon intensive in its production or in its transport, it's coming in a ship, has to pay a tariff or a tax. And this will put prices up on all of the goods the Australian people will have to pay for this tariff. So any goods that include these products will go up if this tax comes in.
Solar panels,
yes.
Yeah.
Steel?
Yeah.
Anything with steel.
Right.
Anything with cement.
Yeah.
Anything with aluminium.
So it's going to shaft the building industry. The building industry are going to get shaft once again.
Anything with glass.
Yeah.
Anything with fertilizer.
Yeah.
Any beef or meat product.
Yeah.
Any dairy product. Any clothing product. Did I leave anything out?
God.
We thought tariffs were bad. Europe is considering this as well. They're just about to bring in something similar. They don't want to call it a tariff or a tax, or that'll upset a certain American president. Their name's a classic, mate. They are going to call it the Carbon Order Adjustment Mechanism.
Not tariffs.
It's a mechanism.
Yeah. It's not a tariff. No.
So, again, what they're trying to do is get us to reduce our purchases of these products.
Yeah.
Meat, dairy, all by Australian made.
I don't mind buying Australian made.
I don't mind buying Australian made either, as long as it's not 3 times dearer and of equal quality.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. They talk about, we need to be buying Australian steel. Well, we barely make any steel anymore.
I know. We bloody give it all up, didn't we?
And what we do make is really good quality. It's better than the Chinese rubbish that comes in, but it's really expensive. All that steel really at the moment is coming from China and from Turkey.
But it's all our ore. We send them our ore.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Yep.
And
they
it comes back
rubbish.
And it comes back worse than the ore we actually give them. It's like
exactly right. So I don't know where this has come from, but again, we've just come out of an election. Why can't you talk about it through the election? Hey, Australia, we're going to need to do this for this reason, or we're going to need to raise this for this reason. Why hide it?
Well, because they weren't sure on what the people were going to think. You know, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
That might have turned people.
It proves that they're greedy and they just want power before fairness.
Yeah.
Power before fairness. Every time.
You sound a bit clueless there, mate. Isn't that the thing? That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they're about.
I trusted people to
Oh, you fool.
I
don't trust any of them, especially
I don't trust anybody. Certainly don't trust Bowen.
No, not Bowen.
He said this whole thing with a smile on his face.
Did he?
Oh, I've got professors to look into this. He didn't do a head shake. It was sickening. I'll play it. You'll see it. I won't play his voice because he drives me insane. But I'll just play him talking, wobbling his head about how good he is. Anyway.
Sounds like a Muppet.
He's worse than a Muppet. Yeah, he's an evil Muppet. So let us know what you think, eh? A carbon order adjustment mechanism or equivalent in Australia where we have a carbon tariff and power prices going up just after, last 2 elections ago, Labor were promising that our power prices were going to come down.
$200 and something.
Exactly. That never happened.
No.
They didn't even have the balls to say, actually, you know what? As soon as we're in power, we're going to put your power prices up again.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have the guts to say that, but they did it.
They're all pieces of shit. Yeah. All of them.
Yeah.
Red, blue, doesn't matter. They're all just shit. No, not doing anybody. The common person is getting rooted. And that's what it's all about. Root the commoner and hype up the billionaires. It's just bullshit.
It is. It's rubbish. Let us know what you think in the comments. Should we be having an increase in electrical prices? Should we have a tariff, tax mechanism, whatever you want to call it? And thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.